lost in my bed, with hopes that maybe I'll get a chance to see you when I close my eyes. I'm going out of my head, lost in the very.
But what happened was I wind up going to the beach with the family. And, you know, when I get busy doing things with the family, I start to get tugged left and right, and my hugs get pulled this way, my heartstrings get pulled that way, and everything becomes a love fest with my nephews and nieces and things of that nature. So, girl, I was busy, and I had forgot to call you and let you know that I was going to make up for that. So, here's my apology for that. Welcome to my platform. This is Demi by Design, and you are now tuned into A Pop of Color. We have added a couple of archives back into the skincare regimen. As you can see, I'm using my Good Molecules hyaluronic acid from the beginning of this series when I first started doing my makeup. I went back to that one because it was my favorite formula before I started to dibble and dabble and experiment. So I was like, let's bring her back, just to keep it simple for an everyday serum that is very, very efficient. So I was like, I'm going to go back to a hyaluronic acid where it all started for me. Not so much vitamin C, even though I do have a little bit of hyperpigmentation. But that's neither here or there, girl. I can deal with that. I can deal with hyperpigmentation. It's not really a big thing to me at all. So what I'm going to do is let my serum dry down in my milky toner. I'm letting those two dry down. Today I'm going to be doing this primer because I need a bit of hydration today, and I'm going to be doing a double dose of my Power Grip because I do want my makeup to stay. I've been working on a couple of tweaks and kinks with my application, so I would be happy to know that the sun has gone down for today and I am going out, but nonetheless I'm only going to do a pump of sunscreen because it's still very important to be wearing sunscreen at night. If I'm not doing a retinol treatment and I'm outside, I have to put this on, because if I do a retinol treatment, I'm not going outside, girl. I'm not going outside. And that's just how I am when it comes to my regimen. So I'll just do a light serum SPF just to keep it responsible and things. So, you know, you always got to show up and show out. I want to make sure I'm showing up responsibly. So let me just get my brows going. I'm going to just brush them really quickly. I'm going to grab one of my smaller mirrors so I won't be blocking you guys and you can see everything I'm doing. I have a tendency of blocking the camera sometimes, so I'm trying to get better with that. I have my vanity mirror, but my tripod is in the way of me seeing really closely. So here's the eyebrows. I've been doing eyebrow maintenance, and I really think I've been doing good on my eyebrow maintenance. So we're going to keep it simple today with the eyebrows as well. Now that everything has dried down and I'm loving the hydration I'm getting from that hyaluronic acid, I'm going to add more hyaluronic acid, and this has witch hazel in it as well, and corn flower extract. It's really light, really clean. I love it because it gives me hydration without changing my skin texture or color. So I like to add it around my neck area and just a little on the cheeks just to highlight my cheeks and things of that nature. And need be on the forehead if anything is like happening up there. But I don't know today. We're going to do some things. So the first thing I'm going to do with the brows, I want to carve them out. So I'm going to do a gel pomade for the brows so I can do a simple lay down flex of them and I don't have to be worried about them. Okay, so let's comb them up. I'm going to come in closer so you guys can see, and I like to comb mine up and out. We've been over this time and time, but I love to tell you guys about my brow journey. Up and out is how I comb mine, and when I get to the back I still tend to comb a little bit out. Make sure you're combing completely through the brows, completely through. I don't want you to see you doing nothing halfway, girl. So I like to take a little bit of my bronzing powder, bronzing, and I like to dabble this in the middle of my brows just so I can have something to grab onto and make sure that that color and that pigment sticks and that they're going to be set in place all day. And I like to do that. Then I'm going to dip it to my pomade and grab my smaller spoolie so we can get in. This is my detailing spoolie that I like to use when I'm doing details, so I can have both of these in my hand. I like to come on the back end first, make that dark, pretty dark. I like my back to be darker than usual, and then I like to go and correct any big dramatic fading or scarcity that I see. And then I come to this side and I do the same thing. I don't like to bring the color, the darker color, all the way into the front of my brow. I like to leave it in the middle towards the end for more ombre effect. Yes.
The anime I told you about, I'm watching it right now.
Alright. So, next thing I'll do is comb through really quickly. And I like to fade mine on the back end because it makes it look real, more natural, more subtle, something like really easy. And if you take your time, you can see it start to fade right before your eyes. And that's all you need. We just want a natural. And I do want some type of gel, so I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Brow Wow that's been holding through. And this is going to give me a bit of insurance. I like to use this in the front. Because it really wakes up the brows. So I like to just use this in the front of my brows, and it gives them that natural peak that I love in the front. So I'm going to take my detailing spoolie. I'm just going to go through and make sure everything is brushed through lightly. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my slanted powdering brush, and I'm going to just set my brows into paste with my powder bronzer so they can be locked in all night, and I can be sure that they'll be locked in all night. And you see how amazing they look. Yeah, wasn't nothing, didn't take anything. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with my favorite primer. I like to do this primer like this. Just here, I use this one. And on the chin like that. I really enjoyed this the whole time I had this in my repertoire. I really enjoyed that. I like to do a bronzing technique first. So I'm gonna grab my bronzing stick and I'm gonna just map out where I like to put my bronzer. Because this helps me to map out my face and to build dimension early on, and it looks really good coming from under my makeup like that. So I'm gonna blend this out, and then I'm going to go in with my boo right here, and we'll do some other things. But first, before I blend that out, I do want to set down my color corrector. I just want to lay that down early on so I can just get it out the way. You know what I mean? Some stuff I just do like to get out the way. So let me blend out my bronzer first. And the way I did my skin prep, this is going to lay so pretty. And it's going to stop my shadow from peeking out of my foundation. However, Mary Phillips is coining this technique, and I love it. I wasn't doing it until I knew how popular it was when she did it, because I was just like, am I supposed to be bronzing first? That's another thing. I was like really orderly in doing my makeup, so I didn't want to bronze first. But when I started to do it, I started to make my look to be more natural and more softer, if you will. So I'm just going to blend this out on the forehead very quickly, and then we'll go straight for the eyes. I'm gonna blend them out just for a lighter concealer moment. I don't want to change this complexion of my concealer, so that's why I did mine like this. No like real reason. So I'm gonna take my slanted concealer brush, and I like to just start to blend out this right here. And I like to blend this out before I do my bronzing moment, because it won't look muddy, right? So this gives me more definition, and I can correct more without messing up my under eye with all the cakiness and stuff like that. And I like this kind of brush because it really gets the concealer to stick and stay like I said, it just takes a little patience. And sometimes you gotta go in a certain order. Sometimes you gotta go out of a certain order. It just is what you are looking for in this look that we're trying to get. And I'm gonna bring this up here because you guys know I have scars on the outer part of my eye right here. So I like to cover this section as well. And then we'll come back in. And I prep my under eyes with a milky toner with some type of milky essence every time I do my makeup. And it has been one of my favorite parts of my makeup because the hydration is so comfortable. To just let products sit under your eye and not have to worry about them creasing. Like so, yeah. It's not gonna dry too fast. Even if it's a drying formula, the milky toner will still give you a couple of playing seconds. And that's the time we need to really blend out everything. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just grab a fluffier brush to blend further out the edges. This brush has nothing on it, by the way, you guys. I like to just use it because it's a fluffy, dense brush. And I like the way it shears out my concealer when I get to this point. It really allows the pigments to shine. And it doesn't move it. It kind of just like sets it. I'll take the residue from my eyes and I'll just go where I want to calm down a lot of the other discoloration around my face. Like that. But I still want to color correct and like that. That's all. I like to take this part for this part and I just go to town right here. And right here. To cover anything that needs to be like really camouflaged. But most of the time I just have to do about like this much on a special occasion, like not like an everyday thing. I like to take that denser side and shear this out just like that to lighten up this area without making it too stark. Now I'll buff that out. And that bronzer helps to even out me lightening it up like that.